Okay, you're really going to love this. Let me start up my Cricut Design Space app on my iPhone. And just to say to start with, when this is released, both the iPhone and iPad app will be identical. You'll be able to have all the same functions on the iPad app that I'm going to be showing you now on the iPhone. Okay, so truly, I don't do a whole lot on my phone on the internet because it's very small. I do email and a couple of things, but I'm not like a lot of people who really do a lot on their phones. So I thought that this would be extremely tiny and hard to work with and stuff like that. But I'm really pleasantly surprised with this. They've done a really good job of designing this. So I'm going to show you a couple of things here. Up here at the top, when you tap those three bars, you're going to see that you can get to your projects, a design, or the mat. So if you want to go to projects, it will show you all of the Make It Now projects, and you can scroll through them and look at how big those images are. I mean, you can really see. And then if I open this up and look at it, there's the text. It's really very legible. Okay, and then I'm just going to close that up, and I'll scroll through a little bit so that you can get an idea of what it looks like. It's amazing. Okay, so now I'm going to go and create a new project. I'm going to type in some text, and I'm just going to type in my name. With my text selected here, I can either drag to make it larger, or I can use the functions in the Edit panel. Let me see if I wanted to change the actual font. And I can choose either Cricut or System or All. So I can also choose has a writing style or not. And I'm scrolling through the fonts. Look how legible they are. They are really very clear to see. This is pretty darn good. So I'm just going to choose Don Juan. It's going to update that for me. And when I tap in this area, it will have changed my font. I can change the style. I can make it bold. Bold, italic, writing, whatever I like. I can change the alignment. I can center my text. I can change the size in here if I wanted to by typing in a number, or by using the plus or minus keys. I can change the spacing between the letters. I can change the line space to make it to increase the amount of space between the lines if I had multiple lines of text. So I'm just going to delete that. If I go and look at my images, I can choose categories, and it's going to show me those. And I can choose from that if I want. Like Melody says, it's never too early for Halloween, right? So it's taking a second, but here are all these images. I mean, look at how nice and clear those images are. You can see exactly what that is. And then if I tap the eye, it's going to show me the information for it. And I can choose it and insert it on my screen. And then, of course, I can manipulate it. I can change the size, the height. I can rotate. I can flip. I can change the horizontal or vertical position. So then after that, if you want to see other panels, all you do is you drag these icons on the side, on the bottom. Just drag the bottom icons to get to various functions. So if I want to sync my colors, I can do that here. Same idea as the iPad app. I can go into layers. I can choose my line attributes. I can decide to cut. I could write, score, or print, and this is where I would choose this. Let's say if I wanted to write it. So let's get back to here. Change the display setting of the eyeball. I need to tap down here at the bottom. Choose my layer and then tap the eyeball to display or hide. I can trash a portion. I can copy. I can undo, I can redo, and I have a settings button here, so I can choose metric units if I want. I can choose to display the grid, and I can choose the smart guides. Once I've done everything I want to do, I can send it to the mat. But I'm not going to send this, I'm going to choose something else. So I'm just going to hide the layers again by tapping, and it goes away. I can also make this a full screen so you have a little bit more room. So I'm just going to delete this, and I'm going to bring up something else. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go and get an image, and I'm going to go into cartridges. So here I'm looking for an image that I'm going to use. So I've decided I like this What's Cookin' image. Here's something really cool that you can do. You can take your image, and using the camera function, you can display what it's going to look like on a wall, on a garment, or whatever you like. You can then take a screenshot and either keep it for yourself to give you an idea of what it's going to look like, or you can send it to a customer. They can then tell you if they like what you've done or not. For example, here I'm sending the image to Lori so she can have a look at it. I started typing it out, but then I realized I could dictate. I don't have to type. Silly me, I forgot to attach the picture, just like I do in email all the time. So here I am sending it again. Just think of all the different ways you could use this. So I'm going to send this to my Explore Air and cut it out for you. Okay, so I have this mat on my screen. I'm going to tap the go button on my phone. I'm going to put the paper on my mat and put it in my machine. I have my Explore Air over here. I've already selected cardstock as my material, and I can press the go button on my machine. And this is cutting directly from my phone. Okay, so there we go. It has cut this out for me. There you can see what's cooking. I've put my white cardstock into the machine. So now I can press the go button on the machine. It's ready to go. And that's it. There's my little chef's hat. So this is really, really basic, but it shows you that you can cut directly from the iPhone or the iPad. And of course you can make much more interesting projects than this. But isn't that cool? And my cut is complete. So I tap this to go back to my design, and I can save it right over here if I want to. And I'm just going to call this my chef text. I'll save it. So I'm just going to show you the other things that are down here in the menu. All your usual choices. You've got group, ungroup, attach, detach, weld, slice, flatten, unflatten, arrange, duplicate, isolate letters, align, distribute, and hide contour. And when I drag it, I can see my edit panel here. I can flip, horizontal, vertical, change position, change size. I can rotate 90 degrees, let's say, and it has done that. I can sync my colors. All I need to do is drag the blue up into the white, and then they'll be identical. I can go into my layers panel, do whatever I would normally do in the layers panel. But remember that to hide or display something, you need to tap the eye down here at the bottom. What else have we got? We've got undo and redo, so I can undo things. And I've got my settings. You can choose metric units, you can choose to display the grid and smart guides. Also up here at the top, this is where you would save a project. If you open this panel, you can go to projects, start a new project if you want. I'm just going to keep the previous. Tap it again, you're in your design, or you could display your mat. To get out of this screen, if you want to cancel a cut, just tap the panel up here and go back to your design. This is extremely, extremely cool, and it will be available very soon. I can't give you an exact date yet. It will be available very soon to you. We're beta testing it right now. That's why you see the beta preview comment on the screen. Just think of all the places you could design